Welcome to the 12th episode of Random Recipes, and for this one, we're making mac and cheese from Carnation. Something to keep in mind before we get this one started. I did not create these recipes, I'm simply making them. This one sort of doubled up. There's a picture of mac and cheese on the back of the can, but I had to go to the website for the recipe. Let's get into it. Starting off with the elbow macaroni. Cook and drain about 16 ounces. Sideline. So the first thing that made me question things a little bit. It calls for two 12-ounce cans of evaporated milk and water. Kind of seems like a lot of liquid. Second red flag. It called for cornstarch, salt, and pepper. Of course, I added a lot more than that. And with this amount of evaporated milk, I'll probably be adding even more. But no time for confusion. Mix this all together and bring it to a boil. Now add in about 3 cups of sharp cheddar and a cup of Monterey Jack. The consistency is still pretty troubling, but we'll see how it does after we add it to a baking pan with the noodles. Now obviously I want this to be good, but the odds are slowly stacking against it. Throw this in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes. At this point, I don't even know what to hope for. Expectations still aren't too high. I'm usually not one to be so harsh about my early judgment, but I have eyeballs, and this doesn't look great. But let's try it out. I don't know if you've ever heard of a place called the Old Country Buffet, but this kind of reminds me of what they would be serving. That's not exactly a compliment. Either way, cheers. Now the fact that this called for less than a tablespoon of seasoning is beyond me, but to call this mid would be the least I could do for it. I'm sure you can add all sorts of stuff to it to spice it up on your own, but based on the recipe itself, definitely not slap list worthy. 6.5 out of 10.